Hey, my friend.
What's going on, Denny?
Hey, how's it going? Hey, everybody. It's an honor to have my good friend Sekou Pyle join us today. Sekou is a seasonal real estate expert leading a multi-million dollar team in New Jersey that closes over 300 deals a year with a track record of training over 70,000 agents worldwide and generating billions in production. He's a force to be reckoned with. We're grateful for Sekou taking his time out in his packed schedule to share his insight with us today.
What's up,
Sekou,
Denny?
how's it going, man?
Rocking and rolling, man. We were talking a little earlier about how nice it was outside. Um, it's one of those days here in the Northeast too, where it's beautiful outside and everybody is having a good time. So I am excited about the fact that spring has sprung finally, even though we don't have spring anymore.
Right, right. It's here. You guys have probably heard a lot here in Phoenix, where I live, that we've had a lot of rain this year,
Yeah,
right?
you guys have had a
Um,
lot of rain. Hey, at least you're not California with the snow.
Right, exactly. You know that what's surprising, a lot of people don't realize that actually Arizona does have snow, northern Arizona. So up in Flagstaff, we have a mountain, it's there's a ski resort there called Snowball. They've received over 400 inches of snow this year.
Oh my God.
I know,
You
right?
know, you know that we got less than 4 inches of snow over here in New York.
Oh my God. Well, we got all your snow then.
It was so warm this summer. I have a 1-year-old husky. She was born in the spring. She was born in Marchish and has never seen it snow. And it snowed one day on her birthday.
Oh
And
my
she got a
gosh.
little bit of snow and was excited, and then it was gone. And then like the rest has been just balmy and warm.
Oh, well, oh my gosh. I mean, those dogs are made, they're bred for snow,
Yeah,
right?
she,
And
she's
cold.
she's pissed.
Yeah.
And
Oh
we're
yeah.
pissed because her snow, she's got a winter coat and a summer coat. So that winter coat is coming off now, and it wasn't even necessary.
That's crazy. Oh my God. So say Q, you and I have been friends here for a little while, and I know a little bit of your backstory, but what I don't know is what got you into real estate. What was the thing that
Oh man,
drug you
that's
in?
actually a really it's a funny story, and I'll try to make it as short as possible. I was living in New York. I had an apartment on 156 in Riverside, which is what if you know the names of these areas, you've heard of this area. It's called Sugar Hill. Okay, that's the Sugar Hill section of Harlem, and these apartments were huge. These are all pre-war apartments, 2,200 square feet, 3,000 square feet, et cetera, et cetera. And I had a basement apartment. I bought this place for like something like $10,000 when they did the condo conversion, and then I sold it for something like $800,000. It was like a ridiculous return on my investment, and it wasn't that long. Uh, and the real estate bug got in me. I got addicted to it. And then the next three deals that I did were just terrible. Like absolutely the worst possible deals that you could like bought way too high, sold way too low. And I got married in the middle of that. And my wife says to me, you should do this real estate. You should get your license. We'd make millions of dollars. She said you know.
All
And
right.
then I got into real estate and 9/11 happened the next day. Like maybe a week after I got my real estate license, 9/11 happened and the world just shut down and I actually learned how to do real estate in the toughest real estate market that anyone has ever experienced, right?
All right.
We were right cuz Hudson County is if you could put a penny in the center of my market, it would have been the World Trade Center. And so, everything went to shit. So, uh um I did that, man. I hustled rentals and I hustled rentals and laundromats for 2.5 to 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
And man, it was the best thing. I mean, no disrespect. I'm not talking about 9/11 was the best thing, but that experience of not having that abundance when I started was probably the best thing that could have ever happened for me.
You,
Taught me
you
how to
know,
hunt.
right. And you think about the agents that have gotten into this business in the last couple of years when they got in the market, that all they had to do is get a real estate license so
That's
they could
it.
sell,
That's
right?
it.
And there is a difference between, you and I, when we got in and we really had to work to build our business, I think some agents now are starting to understand that they need
Yeah.
to work and build their business.
Well, I
And
coach a lot of agents, and the language that they use is, well, this is a tough market, or this is a buyer's market, this is a seller's market. And I'm like, it's never a buyer's market or a seller's market. And they're like, what are you talking about? That's what they say on the news. I'm like, what they say on the news is sensational. I said, it's never a buyer's market or a seller's market. I said, it's always a broker's market. It's always your ability to put a deal together that's going to make this whole thing happen. And they're like, and I'm like, I don't use the MLS. I go to the community. I don't use the MLS. The MLS is just a list for me. And they're like,
exactly. So you got started around 2001.
yeah.
How long in the business before you decided the light bulb kind of went off? Go, you know what? I'm going to start a team.
Oh, great question, Denny. That is the best question in the world. No one ever asked me that question, man. I was team resistance. I was team resistant for maybe 10 years, brother. I like, I would get on a team and it would just be like a two-person team, like a partnership or something like that. And we would do well, but what would like evidently happen, one of us would be more successful than the other. There would be some resentment and this and that. Or one of us would be doing all the work. I'm terrible when it comes down to paperwork, so I wouldn't do any of the paperwork, and somebody else would be doing all the paperwork and crossing their I's and dotting their T's and stuff like that. And it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And then I got to this point, man, where when I got back into the game in 2012, I stepped away. My youngest son was born. He was a preemie. So I spent 24 hours a day in the hospital with him, and I stepped away for 2 years. When I stepped back into the game, what wound up happening is that I stepped into a team, and I saw that the future of real estate is team and team development. So 2012 is the answer to your question. That's when I pivoted from a solo agent to a team, and my mindset shifted when I did that. When I stepped into the team, it stopped being about my production and started to be about our success. And that's when things really, really turned up for me.
Wow. So getting the team, once you got it started, I mean, I'm sure you had some challenges
Oh,
at the beginning, but
challenges galore. I mean, dude, Denny, you run a team, man. You know, the handoff is like the biggest challenge in the world is like, I've developed this lead. Here, take this lead. Where are you going with that lead? Like, what are you doing? Like, why aren't you calling that person back? Right. I'd say probably the biggest challenge that we had, and I'm sorry if I'm cutting off your question, if that's not your question.
no, that's where I was going.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I get excited about this when we talk about it, Denny, man.
I love it. I want you to go where you want to go with it. The question, and actually, I was going in that direction. Is,
Dude,
give me some challenges. What were your biggest challenges that you had overcome?
the very biggest challenge, the one still to this day, the one that I haven't been able to solve, is the employee mindset.
Yeah.
You know, you get these people that are they're full of energy and full of vibrance in life, and you could see the potential in them. And then they walk through the door and they sit down and they hold their pencils in their hand like it's their first day at work. And I'm like, no, dude, this is your first day owning the company, man. Where do you want it to go to? And it's to get them to pivot away from watching the clock to see how long they have to be there, to get them to looking at the clock to seeing how much they can fit into an hour, to see if they can squeeze another thing into that unforgiving minute. You know,
Right.
like I say, I joke around with them all the time. It's like, what do I have to do has to die. What do I get to do has to grow.
Mhm.
You know, and that like that mentality shift, that mindset shift is the only thing keeping folks from growing. That's
Right.
the biggest challenge that I have.
You are now at EXP, but prior to that, before you were at EXP, and did you have the challenges where when you did build that agent and made them successful, they decided, you know what? hey, I can do this on my own now? Were you having any of those
dude,
issues?
dude, I was having the challenges that I'll use the language that the only language that will apply here. So I guess you'll be able to guess where I'm talking about. But I had a lot of team leaders telling agents they should break off on their own because they had enough to do X, Y, and Z. And telling the team member, I'm like, they're telling you to break off on their own so that they can get a full cap from you. And we've got you down to a half cap or a quarter cap. Oh, am I using language that's a little too specific? Oh, okay. My fault. But it was just the challenges that we were facing at the old brokerages is that everyone was looking backwards. No one was looking towards the future. And everyone was trying to protect their own back. Everyone was trying to protect their own profit share. Everyone's trying to protect their own this or that or the other thing. And because of that, we every time we took a step forward, we were stepping into empty space. And it was like a battle for every inch of growth that we did. It was a battle. It was a battle. It was a battle. And it was an unnecessary battle. We could have worked together. The concepts that they had, the ideas that they had there were freaking phenomenal. But the execution was archaic. Right. Everybody kept doing it the way they used to do it. And, unfortunately, that was the culture that everyone talks about. Well, that was the culture. It was like, it was almost opposite of what they had written on the wall. The sound and the audio and the visual never matched up.
Right.
Looked like my old Kung Fu flicks.
So you went from there and you decided to join EXP.
Mm-hmm.
And
kicking and screaming
in the spring.
Kicking and screaming.
What drew you in? What was it about EXP that light bulb went off and you're like, oh my God, this is actually going to fix a lot of my challenges?
Lunch.
I
had a lunch. So a bit of backstory. I'm gonna win no matter what, Denny. Like wherever you put me, you drop me in the middle of the desert, you drop me out there in Arizona, leave me alone out there. You come back in a week. I got a tent city going on. We got some stuff. We're selling some ice. We're figuring stuff out, right?
Right.
But what wound up happening is that I'm always putting stuff together from various parts. I always call it the Frankenstein monster. I'm always putting stuff together and trying to make stuff fit, forcing it almost. I go and I have lunch, Kyle Whistle, Dan Beer, the whole crew. And I'm trying to glean information from them and Frankenstein monster. And he said, wait, I wish he'd say that again and write stuff down. Kyle Whistle grabs my pen from me and says, no, you spelled it wrong. And he starts writing down like exactly who to go to and exactly. And I'm like, dude, he's like, dude, don't worry about it. And he gave me like millions of dollars worth of genuine information, usable, actionable items that I could take and immediately change my business. I was sold. I was like, you're going to give this to me regardless? And he's like, yeah. And Denny, I looked around the table and usually, and I think I could say this to you, man, you're a friend of mine. Usually I go sit at the table and there's a bunch of white dudes at the table, man. It's not a whole lot of diversity at the table, man. I was at this table, man. Fee was there. Like, there was a whole bunch of different folks. The diversity, it was not a prescribed pill, right? It was something that was natural. It was genuine. It was authentic. And I felt like I was already at home. So why not move my license, man? And we took 360 people that first day and then another 300 and something people the next.
Holy shit. So you took over 600 agents?
Yes. I think to date, I think it's been like something close to 1,000 agents have gone over. I've taken agents that, and Denny, I used to meet with agents and they'd be meeting with me in secret and whatnot. They'd come and, they'd have the sunglasses on and meeting with me. And I'm like, dude, take a picture with me and show it to your team leader. They'll give you a raise. And sure in the hell, they'd start offering people money to stay and whatnot. No, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm sorry.
I love it. Oh my gosh. So once you made that move over to EXP, tell me a little bit about how EXP is fit into your team. What word am I looking for? Your
Like dynamic.
atmosphere,
Yeah,
your
yeah. The
dynamic.
ecosystem, the
Yeah.
dynamic. So I'm gonna break the system right now, Denny. So don't shoot the messenger, okay? So I made a huge mistake when I came over to EXP, man. Just a huge mistake, bro. I thought it was just gonna be a better version of KW. I thought it was gonna be a better version of my profit share company. I had no idea how good it was gonna be. So I came in with the wrong mentality. I came in with that sort of Frankenstein monster mentality. Like I was just going to get from it what I can. And ultimately, when the other shoe dropped, I would be in a position of power and, whatever. Bro, it has been a breath of fresh air. I am not brand loyal. I am not one of those brand loyal agents. I was taught a long time ago, always be negotiating, always be negotiating. When I come over here, it was less about the brand and more about what I wanted and what I wanted to do. And then somebody asked me, well, who do you need to talk to? Right? Like, who can I put you in front of? And not me being a jerk. I was like, well, I want to talk to Jay Kinder. Like, see if you can. Took him 2 days. I sat down with Jay.
Yeah.
And like, it was just so natural, man. It was just a conversation. Um, the problem that it solved for me, this is going to be a sort of a weird answer, Denny. This is not a programming answer. This is not a systems answer. This is not a process answer. The problem that it solved is that I've been putting poison into my mentality this whole time. Like my mindset has been, what's the best that I can get out of this place? Before it turns sour, what's like, how much can I get out of this place before it turns sour? And over here, man, it's just like just a big old empty cup, man. It's like, what do you want? You put into it. You're going to get out of it what you put into it.
Absolutely.
And, I've met so many people like you, man. I've met so many people that I can call my friend, that I can call with a business problem. Denny, if I called you up right now, right? If I called you up right now, I'm like, dude, man, I can't get my agents to convert. Like what the heck are you doing out there to get them to convert? Would you answer that question for me, bro?
Absolutely, I would. Absolutely.
Like, who's the guy that you do your website with? Boom. Any question I have, it gets in. And it doesn't matter how high up the ladder. I've seen Brent Gove call brand new agents.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, what? That's crazy.
It is the people that I could touch and grab and get on the phone. So Brent Gove is he's my number 7. He's right there. He's part of my internal group, and that's
part of the tree.
Right. Cliff Freeman. I've got Jay Kinder. I got Albie. I've got Michael Reese. I've got Chuck and Angela Fazio.
Chucky Fazio. That's my number 7.
Yeah. They are my personal friends. My office is here with them in their building. These are people that I can go to and I can get, it doesn't matter if you're a team, if you're a new agent, you're an experienced producing agent, you want some insight, you just want some advice, I can get you on a call with somebody. That's what is cool.
And it's like, it's not, I can get you on the call and you got to listen to their spiel it's like, hey, what's up, Denny? What does this guy need? Like that blows my mind.
Exactly.
It blows my mind.
Yeah, it's not like we're pushing, we're not pushing our product. It's we're pushing, what can we help you with?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What service can we do for you? And that's the mentality that we have. I believe as an EXP agent, that's a mentality that I've had even before I was with EXP. How can I help you? How can I help my client?
What EXP did for me with that, how can I help you? Because yes, I had the same thing. Like I'm always kicking in and trying to. I used to do all the trainings at KW. I used to do all of the launch trainings and don't even get me started about when I discovered what the ALC was really for. Anyway, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna beat them up. Ask questions, y'all. Ask questions. What is the ALC for? What's your job? Anyway, how much does my cap? What does my cap earn me? Anyway, I'm doing all of this stuff, but over here, the question stopped being what do you need? The question started to be like, who can I connect you with that has your exact same model that is doing exactly the same thing that you're doing, that has done what you're doing and could save you 10, 15 years worth of discovery. Like that's the thing, man.
Right.
Veronica Figueroa, Dan Beer, Kyle Whistle, Chuck Fazio, Denny Richard. Like, who do I know that's going to match your flow, match your vibe, what we were talking about, that you're going to get on and you're going to be like, oh, shoot, I've been doing it wrong for 10 years. And it just show you exactly what you need to do in order to win.
Exactly. And that's what we're all here trying to do, is help everybody win. And in the collaboration that I've seen, I've been in this industry. This is my 38th year in the industry. Now,
Boom.
23 of it as a real estate agent, but I was a home builder for many years as well. I've seen a lot.
I'm sure you have. You sound like
I
my
have,
partner, Dave Finale. Dave Finale was building houses and owning Century 21s and Remax or whatever the heck he was doing. And he's breathing a breath of fresh air that he doesn't have to feel. Dude, man, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about, man. That scenario, man, when you're a broker, when you're running an office and you got that one loudmouth guy that is producing a lot but is causing the poison in the rest of the room, but you're afraid to talk to him the wrong way, because if you lose that guy, you lose 99% of
yeah,
your production. I'm very happy to say, you know what, bro? You're killing the vibe in the room. We're all producing, we're all winning, we're all doing this and that. Why don't you do that from your house? Pick your
right.
toes at your house. You know what I mean? It's a breath of fresh air, man. I people have approached me with similar models. People have approached me with, other names and things like that. And like the first question I ask them is, "Oh, what's the leadership diversity look like?" And then they like, boo, they shut. Don't even come to me. If
Yeah,
you haven't thought of it already, don't even come to me.
right.
Because the first question I'm going to ask you is, what does leadership look like? How does it reflect the body of the people that they're leading? What's the opportunity for folks to grow into leadership? Are you encouraging me to have a team, or are you going to penalize me for being able to have a team? Like little things like that.
Yeah, when you look at leadership, and we look at our leadership with Glenn Sanford, and any of you that are listening out there, just Google him, look what he's accomplished over his career. He was a KW guy, built very successful teams, but he took a model and he's put this model on steroids.
Yeah.
And but he's making this model work for all of us, right? And it doesn't matter if you're a brand new agent, you're a top producing agent, you're a team. You can build basically your own small brokerage within EXP, however you want to set it up, right?
I say I own the company, man. I'm like, Denny, I'm going to say something controversial. They're gonna bang you for this, man. It's my fault. It's my fault. Hey, listen, this is not the opinions of Denny Richard. This is my own opinion. I
Yeah,
think we get
this
away
is
from the
your
book.
interview, man. You bring it on.
I think within the next 5 to 10 years, we get away from the brokerage model. I don't think there'll be any more brokers. I think that it's going to be agent driven. I think that the idea that, back in 1978, you needed the broker and you needed their book of business in order for you to grow your book of business, et cetera, et cetera. I think that in 2025, 2030, I think that the broker needs your book of business in order to really rock and roll.
Right.
And
Right.
and with between social media, AI, and the sky slopes, the transaction on demand, right? The what is it called? Uber transactions,
Right.
right? I think we get this done. I think we eliminate a whole lot of ego, and we just drive this with agents. Now, that being said, that would mean a lot more responsibility for agents. And I think the cloud-based brokerage, I think EXP answered that with the collaboration of agents from around the world. I would say that we're going to leave the brokerage model and go to a roundtable type scenario where I can give a call, or if I have an issue, I can get to some sort of resolution by coming to like a symposium of brokers and being sort of like, hey, what do y'all think the answer around this should be? And I think that's where we're gonna go. I think
I can see
cloud-based is
that.
the way.
I can definitely see that. And I think that the EXP model actually is answering some of those questions. Um, if the people out there listening don't know, EXP is actually agent owned.
Yeah.
So we are the agents have ownership in it, based on stock, but it is answering a lot of those questions. And I think, I'll be the first one to admit, when I first joined, it was like, yeah, okay, I really didn't know what I was getting into. Within that first 6 months, it was like, "Oh my god, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this." And then the collaboration with people from across the country, you know, um, I go to events, and the friendships, the
Yeah.
strong
Yeah.
relationships that I have
Yeah.
built. I mean, take you, I know that I could call you, and do the same
Yes.
thing you were talking about earlier. Go, "Hey, buddy, brother, I've got a problem with
Yep.
something. Can you help me out?" And
I'm
you're
there.
gonna absolutely, yeah.
You need me to fly out? What's up?
Yeah. That is cool. Where else can you get that? Right?
Jay-Z has a line in one of his songs. It says, if your clique is rich, your clique is rugged.
Right.
And so what I look to do is I look to make sure that we all win so that we can all be each other's comfort. We can all be each other's support uh, when necessary. We don't just build and grow together. We support each other and we invest in each other. And I invest my belief in these agents. I'll invest money. I'll invest time, like whatever we need to do in order to make sure that we support everybody that we attract to this business. 100%, bro.
100%. 100%. I know we're running out of time. I need to get you off quickly in a sentence or two. Um, Talk to teams out there that are just going, they're having the struggles that you had. In a couple sentences, just give me something that a challenge that
I,
EXP was able to take care of.
I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. Learn to your team needs real collaboration. So if you are running a team right now, if you're running a team right now, and you are not pouring every ounce of your collaborative effort into them, disband your team, let them go because they're doing them a disservice. Focus on production, tell them to crack open their own phones and offer the services of the team to their own friends and family. You'll change their lives. You'll change their lives. Just, hey, you know what, Denny, it's Sekou. Listen, I'm on this team. We get a list of properties every week. I know I promised that I would help you invest in properties, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you the list of properties every week, and you tell me when one catches your eye. I'm going to have my guy reach out and see how much you pre-qualify for if you wanted to invest. Like, just be more proactive with your teams. Yeah. Or, you know what? Or call me off the bench, and I'll coach your team for you.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, that's something you and I've spoke about before. Yeah, your knowledge is just unbelievable. And
make me feel good, bro.
You are awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, where we're committed to bringing you valuable tips and insight to help you make informed decisions on your real estate career. You guys have a great day.
Hey, Denny, can I make an offer for your people?
Absolutely.
So if they text that number right there and they put in the words Denny Richard, right? They put in the words Denny Richard, I will work out a very special offer for them so that they can do a deal a day with their team. Now, I'm only offering this to teams. So if you have teams out there that want some extra stuff, they have to text that number with your name. So they better spell it right too, man.
Guys, this is huge. Text that number. This guy is one of the best freaking coaches that I've ever met. He's very knowledgeable. He will turn your team's business through the roof.
Love you guys, man. Thank you, Den, for having me on, man.